Hi there, Aquarius. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Astrogirl. We're looking at September 28th through October 4. And what a powerful weekend we had last weekend with that supermoon total lunar eclipse in Aries, your third house of communication, conversation, and light travel. Now is the time to get over that, for you to just deal with whatever fallout you had from that. It's also the third house of siblings and neighbors. So you may have had some kind of falling out with your siblings or neighbors. And while as much as you may be like rolling your eyes saying, oh, who cares? You do care and you need to fix it. Unfortunately, with Mercury out of phase until mid-October, fixing it might not be that easy. You may have to wait a little bit. This week, speaking of Mercury, which has been out of phase in Libra for the last 2 weeks, it is out of phase in your fellow air sign, in your 9th house of overseas travel, higher education, philosophy, and spirituality. And it remains that way until October 9 and a little bit beyond. And this week, the Sun and Mercury meet up in Libra. And when they do, it means that Mercury comes as close to the Earth as it can. And it creates a very magnetic energy and field around the Earth's surface. This is one of those times when anything that you are using that requires, energy, requires electricity, a magnetic energy perhaps, is going to maybe go on the fritz, as in your computer starts to run very hot, or your television or your iPad, and all of a sudden it doesn't seem to work, and when you open apps it doesn't download them and all that sort of thing. You've got to be really conscious of this, and you've got to be on the lookout for any sorts of activity that may suggest that things aren't all status quo with your equipment, and do your best to turn things off. A friend of mine who's a Gemini called me to say that her brand new Mac, computer went on the fritz. It got very warm, and all of a sudden it decided that it didn't want to work anymore. So, it's all under warranty and that. But I said, don't take it back, because you'll get another lemon, with Mercury retrograde until October 9. So really focus on, doing things even the old-fashioned way, like sending a letter, or actually going to see someone and telling them what's going on. This is also a time to avoid texting. Group texting is one of Mercury retrograde's greatest dreams come true, because lo and behold, you're group texting about someone and they're on the group text and you haven't even seen them. Especially on group emails, unless you read through all of the CCs, but then there can be a BCC and you don't know what it is. And make sure that the person that you don't suddenly go on a rant about is not reading what you're saying. It's happened before, and it's going to happen again, and it can get very ugly. So just be very careful with that, because sometimes you just don't think about these things. And this is a one-in-a-kind type situation with that supermoon Mercury retrograde. So, and Saturn, the planet of focus and discipline, in your 12th house of past karma. So you've just got to be really, really watchful. Have a great week. Be kind to yourself, and I'll speak to you again next week.